everyone, how are you? And if you are new to my channel, then welcome. Today's video is going to be my top 5 affordable single eyeshadows. I decided to name this video affordable single eyeshadows instead of drugstore single eyeshadows because some of these products are only available online for drugstore prices, but technically they're not drugstore, but this is still part of my top 5 drugstore series. Does that make sense? This was a requested video. A few of you guys requested it, and if I can find your comments, I'll put them on the screen somewhere. But I also took a Twitter poll and all of you guys said you wanted a top 5 drugstore video, so this is what you're getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, and if you want to see the rest of my top 5 drugstore videos, I have an entire playlist which I will list down below and link in the video somewhere. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my number 5 pick will be my e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadows. I love these. These are like one of my favorites. These are the OGs. These go way back to when I first started my makeup journey. These are $3 each and you get 3.9 grams of product. There are about 5 shades available on the site. I have 5 myself, but one of the shades that I own is not available on the site, so I don't know if they discontinued some. You can find e.l.f. at Walmart, at CVS, even Walgreens. You can find e.l.f. pretty much anywhere now. They're not just online. On the site, they claim to be silky, blendable, pigmented, all of that. You can apply them wet or dry with a brush or with your finger. I find them to be a little bit dry in texture, which knocks some points off, and also the amount of shades that are available are not the best. But overall, I really like these. I think they're really great, affordable shadows. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the 5 that I own. So the first shade I have is Moonlight Serenade, and this is the only one that I'm not crazy about the pigmentation when you swatch it. I actually don't wear this at all on my eyes because when I go like this, barely anything shows up. It's like barely there. But what I do like this for is as a highlight. I actually used it to highlight my cheeks today. It gives off a really nice subtle, like soft gold highlight, and I really like that. I also have Pixie, which is a beautiful, like, just pink. That one is pretty awesome, and I will swatch that right there. That one's very subtle. Then I also have Toasted, which is a beautiful bronzy shade. I actually have Toasted on the inner half of my eyelid, and this one, I feel like the darker shades are a lot more pigmented than the lighter shades and a lot softer. Bark is a beautiful, like, dark brown metallic. Look at that. That one is amazing, especially wet. And then my all-time favorite e.l.f. baked eyeshadow is Burnt Plum, and I couldn't find this on the site, which is weird because this is an amazing shade, but I'm pretty sure you can still find this in stores. There it goes right there. It's very pigmented, very soft, very buttery. My favorite shade of all of the baked eyeshadows, for sure. Okay, so we're moving on to my number 4 pick now, and that would be the NYX Prismatic Eyeshadows. These are really great if you want a nice pop of color, of like sparkly, metallic, shimmer color, because that is the only finish that the Prismatic eyeshadows come in. So these are $6 each on the NYX website, or you can find them at Ulta and I believe CVS. I'm not entirely sure because CVS carries like a limited quantity of NYX. You get 1.24 grams of product in here. I own 4 shades and it actually comes with 24 shades. They are also really great wet, dry, with a brush and with your finger. So this first shade I have is Mermaid. This is a beautiful shade. They're all very buttery as well. There it goes. Then I have Jaded, which I just got in my IPSY bag. Jaded is beautiful. There goes Jaded right there. These are so pigmented, smooth, buttery, blendable, amazing. I have Liquid Gold, which came to me broken and I was so disappointed, but I have yet to replace it. This entire thing comes out, so I have to be careful, and now it cracked in half. But it's such a beautiful gold. It's a beautiful shade, I'm telling you. Of all the shades that I own, Liquid Gold is my absolute favorite. And then the last one I have is Golden Peach, and this is like, it's like a pink with a peach shift to it. It's beautiful. This is the driest textured one that I have though. It's not as satin, but still beautiful. Moving on to my number 3 pick, and that would have to be my L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows. These are like a powder cream texture. They claim to be waterproof, crease resistant, fade resistant, and 24-hour long wearing. They're also really great wet to dry with a brush and with your finger. I feel like they apply best with your finger, but it depends on the shade that you're using. They also have like metallic satin finishes and matte finishes, which is really great. It's available in 24 shades and they retail for $8 each, which comes with 3.5 grams of product. It reminds me the most of Colorpop, but it's not as creamy and smooth. It's definitely more powder feeling. This one is in the shade Bottomless Lava. It is a beautiful, almost like a satin chocolate brown. That was one swipe. Amazing. The pigmentation of these are to die for. These are probably my favorite actual drugstore single shadows. Like, of the ones that you can get at the drugstore, this is my absolute favorite because the last two that I have to talk about are online only. This one is Bronzed Taupe. This one has more of like a metallic finish. Here it goes right there, and then we'll swatch it right here. And this is one of those formulas that it goes on as like a pressed cream powder, and then it dries and it stays put. It will not go anywhere on your eyes. This is a great eyeshadow formula to put on your eyes for the summertime because it doesn't crease on me and I have very oily eyelids. This one is in Eternal Sunshine. Beautiful, beautiful gold. And then the last shade that I own is the only matte one that I have, and that is in the shade Endless Pearl. And it is like a cream eggshell white. And it looks like that. And this one feels pretty good considering it is matte. And it swatches pretty good as well. So my number 2 pick for my top 5 affordable single eyeshadows definitely has to be Makeup Geek. I have all my shadows in this palette. Makeup Geek eyeshadows are by far one of my favorite powder eyeshadows out there. They're just so blendable, creamy, amazing. The only thing about these is that they come in these pans and not in actual packaging, so you do need a Z palette with it or some kind of magnetic palette to hold these in. That's like the only con of these eyeshadows, I'm telling you. So these Makeup Geek eyeshadows range between $6 and $10 depending on what you're getting. The regular eyeshadows, duochrome, matte, satin, and shimmer are all $6, but then the foils and the pressed pigments I want to say are $10. So what's great about these eyeshadows is they come in over 100 shades, like way over 100 shades, not including the pressed pigments. It's just amazing how many shadows you have to choose from. They're supposed to give you high-end quality at drugstore prices. It's supposed to give you the affordable price without sparing the quality of the product, which is really great. They are highly pigmented, they're blendable. The foils can be applied wet or dry, but trust me, you don't need to apply them wet because they're that great. So I do want to show you a few of my favorites. I have a mixture of Makeup Geek and Anastasia eyeshadows in here, so you can kind of see the difference. Anastasia eyeshadows are $12 each, and Makeup Geek is half that price at $6, except for these foiled. So just by looking at the palette, I feel like you should be able to pick out the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, especially the foiled ones. This right here is a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow in Flamethrower, one of my favorite foiled eyeshadows. That is the one that is $10, but $10 worth it. Grandstand, which is right here. That is a beautiful shadow, and then I also swatched Jester. So those 3 shadows that I just swatched are the Makeup Geek foiled shadows that are $10 each. Some of the mattes, we'll go with Corrupt, which is a super, super dark black right in this corner. That is a matte black that is very pigmented. Look at that. That was $6, as well as this one, which is, I believe, Mocha. Mocha is one of my favorites, one of my used and abused eyeshadows from Makeup Geek. Very, very pigmented. Look at that. Okay guys, the time has come to reveal my number 1 pick, and I feel like you guys probably saw this coming from the beginning because I have an obsession. My number 1 affordable single eyeshadow is definitely Colorpop. I could not have this number 1. This is my favorite single eyeshadow formula ever. Like, it's so good, and if you have not jumped on the Colorpop train, you need to. If you are able to get it in your country, you need this in your life. Just jump on it. If you can't swatch it in person, don't worry about it. Just jump on it. You're gonna love whatever you get. So these Colorpop Super Shock shadows are $5 each. No matter what shade you get, they're all $5, and they come with 2.1 grams of product. What's amazing is that they have about 100 shades, which is another great shade range of any shade that you want. They're constantly coming out with new shades as well, so that's really awesome. They are long wearing. They have a cream powder formula with an elastic-like texture. They have no fallout with all the pigmentation, which is also really great since they're not powdery. You don't get the extra fallout on your cheeks. The only thing is when you're blending it out, sometimes if it has glitter, the glitter will come out, but for the most part, no fallout. They have a bunch of different finishes. I have 5 here to show you of the different finishes, but I actually own 42 Colorpop eyeshadows. I have a Colorpop collection series on my channel, which I'm almost done with, and I did an entire video of my eyeshadow collection. So if you guys want to see all of the eyeshadows that I own, excluding a few here and there because I just got some, I will have it listed down below. That way you guys can check that out. But yeah, I didn't realize how much of an obsession I had with Colorpop until I did that video, and I'm telling you, there's a reason that Colorpop is my #1 eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through some of the finishes. So this is Roulette, and this is a matte finish. I feel like all the finishes are just as amazing, but I feel like matte is probably the drier one from the rest. It's not as creamy, but it's still creamy, if that makes sense. It's just weird. Roulette is a matte black, and when you see the pigmentation of Roulette, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I need that in my life. Look at that. Look at that black. That is insane. And you can sheer it out like I'm doing right now. You can build it up. I'll go ahead and add another layer of black. Look at that. Colorpop is noted for being best applied with your fingers, which a lot of people don't like, but there are brushes out there that work as well. The next finish that they have is Satin, and I have Waddles right here, which is a beautiful like pale pink. This is the Satin formula that is super creamy, super pigmented as well. Then they have Pearlize, which is getting into like the metallic, almost metallic finish. And I have Coconut here, which is an amazing shade on its own. How amazing is the shade? And this one is just, oh my gosh, crazy pigmented, one swipe. Then we have a metallic finish, and this is the shade Millionaire. This is what that looks like. It's a super like bam, wham, bam in your face metallic color. And this one actually has flecks of glitter in it as well, which is really great. And then they also have Ultra Metallic, which is supposed to be like super, super metallic. I have Get Lucky here, which doesn't look as shiny as Millionaire, but the glitter in Millionaire really does it for it. This has absolutely no glitter, and it's like pure metal. It's super beautiful. I will swatch that right down here. Colorpop, I'm telling you, is the way to go. And what's really great is that if you live in the US, you get free shipping after $30. So pretty much if you buy 6 eyeshadows, you're gonna get free shipping. And shipping is about $5 anyways, so why pay $5 for shipping when you can pay $5 for an eyeshadow? That's the way that I see it. So that was it for my top 5 affordable single eyeshadows video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will have all of the information that you need to know in the description box down below, all the links to all of these products if you want to check them out. So what do you think about the products that I chose? What are your top 5 affordable single eyeshadows? I would love to know, and leave that in a comment down below so I can try out some new products. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet, and follow me on all my social medias. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.